Hey, you guys, it's another Red Chair Chat. I'm going to probably have to divide this up into several different sections, so I'll just tell you that in advance. This past week, I had the wonderful, glorious opportunity to meet one of my half-brothers. Now, he's way younger than I am, but how he connected with me is a very fascinating story, and we're going to save this because his name is Donnie, and he is going to be coming back to Nashville in May, and we're going to get together, and he's actually going to be a guest on the Red Chair Chat. So we'll tell the story of how we connected. But in the book that I put out, Father, Son, and the Unholy Road, The Dark Twisted Truth of My Journey from Cocaine to Christ, the writer that worked with me on this book insisted that I spend necessary time to go back as far as I could in my memory, in my childhood, and recreate my life the best that I could, including stories, events, and try to make it as, I guess the word would be chronological, the best that I could do. And so I spent a lot of time doing that, and it's about 42 pages long, bullet points. I could show it to you sometime. But as part of this whole thing, it was necessary for me to figure out who my birth father was. Now, I know that there's some of you out there that didn't grow up with a father, didn't know who your birth father was. Maybe your father passed away when you were really young and you didn't know your father. I didn't realize how emotional and devastating it was to find out that information until you have to find it out. And so I thought I would share that, a little bit of that with you here. The first knowledge that I had of my true birth father was when I was 15 years old. One of the things I talk about in the book is the fact that I started drinking at age 13. By 15, I would say I was pretty well on my way to being an alcoholic. And from that point until a few years ago, there's not been a day in my life where I didn't drink. I came home from a party with friends at age 15 and was a bit high. My mother was so angry with me, and she, first of all, slapped me, and then she proceeded to tell me that I was exactly like my father, a drunk and a womanizer. And I'm going, the only father figure influence that I had in my life were two men that she had been married to, an attorney who I write about in the book that almost killed us, almost shot my mother, and then this doctor that she was married to who was an emotional abuser. Those are the only two father figures that I knew. And here she's unleashing on me that I had a father. So it shocked me. I'd never seen a picture of him. I knew nothing about him. And so I put that on the back burner, and based on the fact that she was married to two men exactly like what she was telling me my father was like, I had no desire to find out who he was until I wrote the book. And so I'll share more of that story with you in our next episode.